Bonjour, mes amis. Bienvenue à la maison. I'm Eddie Muller here at the Grand Lake Theater in Oakland, California. Today I'm presenting the second foreign language film ever shown on Noir Alley. It's also the oldest example of film noir shown so far. Produced by Paris Film in 1937, it's Pepe le Moko. Now, if it's too late or too early for you to read subtitles, my apologies. But even if you're wary, stick with it, especially if you've never seen this film before. It is so visually compelling, you don't need the subtitles. You'll figure it out, trust me. A dashing rogue, plenty of alluring women, an aura of imminent danger. It speaks the universal noir language. The story concerns an underworld kingpin who defies capture by French authorities by hiding out in the notorious Casbah, a labyrinthian city built in the hills of the Mediterranean seaport Algiers. Within these very atmospheric confines, our man is the prince of thieves, beloved and protected by his fellow residents. But he's also a prisoner, because the law is waiting to pounce if he sets foot outside the Casbah. This is the essential quandary of Pepe le Moko, played by Jean Gabin. In 1937, Jean Gabin was the biggest movie star in France, and arguably the entire world. He was, to put it too simply, a Gallic mélange of Spencer Tracy, Gary Cooper, and Humphrey Bogart, which doesn't quite get to the heart of Gabin's persona. He was clearly from the lower classes, rough but suave, tough but romantic, possessing a big appetite but refined tastes. Women wanted to be with him, and men wanted to be him. And when he made Pepe le Moko, Gabin was in the midst of an amazing run of films made by some of France's most distinctive directors: Jean Renoir, Marcel Carné, Jean Grémillon, and Julien Duvivier, the director of today's movie. All of them were making films now called French poetic realism. They were films about the passions and ordeals of ordinary people, but the naturalism you might expect in stories of this type was replaced with a stylization that romanticized the squalor and existential ennui. Thematically, poetic realism was about loss and futility, a kind of bitter nostalgia for dreams and desires that had been crushed. It's no surprise the trend started in the arts-loving country that had just survived the First World War and was about to be drawn into another. Poetic realism has much in common with film noir. While German expressionism is always cited as a harbinger of the noir movement, poetic realism is perhaps even more aligned with our favorite genre, as you are about to see. Director Julien Duvivier was the most stylish of French filmmakers. For this film, he and his designers recreated the Casbah at Pathé Studios in Paris, constructing Byzantine sets dripping with exoticism and danger. The gorgeous cinematography by Marc Foussard and Jules Kruger can now be fully appreciated thanks to the Criterion Company's recent digital restoration. Just as striking is Jean Gabin's wardrobe, created by renowned British fashion photographer and designer Cecil Beaton. More than 80 years later, Gabin's style still influences men's fashion. I cannot overstate the impact Pepe le Moko had on audiences worldwide, not just in Europe. Americans, however, didn't get to see the film when it was released. U.S. producer Walter Wanger had flipped for it when he saw Pepe in Paris and made a deal with the film's Egyptian producers, the brothers Robert and Raymond Hakim, to distribute it in the States. Instead, Wanger kept it from being shown and developed a remake, released in the U.S. theaters the following year. Algiers, directed by John Cromwell and starring Charles Boyer and Hedy Lamarr, wasn't just a remake, it was a shot-by-shot replica of Pepe le Moko, minus the brilliance, and with a revised ending that speaks volumes about the differences between French and American culture. Now, if you think I'm overselling the influence of Jean Gabin and Pepe le Moko, where do you think Looney Tunes got the idea for its suave skunk, Pepe Le Pew? Are you ready to venture into the Casbah? After seeing this, you may never want to leave. Here's Jean Gabin as Pepe le Moko.